I questioned if I made the right decision of attending school. Class that started in 1 week, and I still had not registered for any classes, but also had no idea how I was going to even afford paying for these classes. My start at MC was rough. I was going through it. But with patience, resilience, and the help from my MC family, I was able to accomplish a lot of things here. Networking at Montgomery College did not only advance my professional and personal life, but it also opened up a lot of doors for me. A lot of us at times conform to the social norms of staying to ourselves, but don't realize in the process we're actually just limiting ourselves. In this roller coaster of a route we call life, we are constantly going down a path that we don't even know where we're going. Along this journey, there is traffic, last-minute U-turns, detours, and even some missed exits. Now imagine it's your first semester in college and you're presented with two directions to take. Lane 1 is a simple path where you go to class, work, home, and that cycle is repeated. Or you could take Lane 2, where you'll be taken out of your comfort zone, taken to a place of more opportunities, but also more uncertainty. Which path would you go down? Lane 1 or Lane 2? Today, we'll be taking a trip down Lane 1 because in fact, this is the lane that I chose when I first arrived to Montgomery College. As a first-generation college student, coming into my first semester, college was a completely new period of my life that I did not know how to adjust to. I was now attending a new school, new faces, and a completely new structure to adapt to. In addition to being a freshman in a new institution, I was dealing with social anxiety because of the effects of the pandemic. A week before the first day of class, I was experiencing an extreme wave of anxiety and stress because of the long, extensive process of being admitted and enrolled into school. Now looking back into high school, they always talk about the college experience of going to the parties, talking to girls, having a good time meeting your long-term friends, right? But somehow they did not mention doing all this long paperwork, right? Maybe that was intentional. Cluttered with unanswered questions, I marched to Montgomery College looking for assistance. I made my way to Raptor Central and I was introduced to a man by the name of Daryl. Daryl was a polite, understanding, but also very aware. He could tell that I was very perplexed, but also he could tell that I had strength. He helped me resolve some of the issues and referred me over to a counseling and advising office to get more hands-on assistance. Before I left, he gave me a piece of advice that stuck with me for the rest of my life. He said, when you need help from someone, do your best to help yourself so that you can assist that person that is helping you. In the moment, I didn't understand what he meant by that, but later I truly did understand those words. After leaving the office, I questioned if I made the right decision of attending school. Class that started in 1 week, and I still had not registered for any classes, but also had no idea how I was going to even afford paying for these classes. The pressure pushed me to a point where I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to cry. But right in that moment, something said, check your phone. Had to be God, right? I checked my phone and it was a missed call from a Rockville number. When I called the number back, it was one of the counselors from the counselor and advising office, calling about a virtual meeting that I didn't even know that I made. Maybe it was Daryl. Immediately, I started expressing my concerns and how I was extremely stressed and overwhelmed because I did not know what I was doing. I was at a college and didn't know where to go or what to do. Once she heard that I was at the Rockville campus, she told me to walk to the counseling and advising office on the second floor. When I got to the second floor, a woman by the name of Dr. Denise Graves was there to greet me. For the next 2 hours, Dr. Graves helped me come up with the schedule. She allowed me to vent to her about the things that was going on. And she also gave me a to-do list. She saw the talent that I had and she said, if you want to do these things, I have some people that I need you to meet. One of those people was Lisa Hackley, the director of student life. Later that day, I met Ms. Hackley. I introduced myself to her and told her that Dr. Graves referred me. From that introduction, I would later get involved into MC Leads. MC Leads is a student leadership program that equips students with the skills to become transformational leaders in our community. MC Lead was not only the place where I was able to meet new people, but also grow as a person, a professional, but also have a place where I could be myself. It was in this place where I decided to switch lanes from lane 1 into lane 2, and it was here where I learned about the art of networking and how to maximize your college experience. Before we discuss what I did when I went down lane 2, let's first discuss what networking is. Networking is the process of creating connections and building relationships with people. This can be when we turn strangers into our friends, mentors, colleagues, business partners. and sometimes even lovers. So right now, someone in this room could be a significant other you don't even know. Contrary to before, not all networking happens in professional spaces. Networking can happen on social media, at the gym, on the phone, at school, or maybe even the McDonald's drive-thru. Networking does not depend on the environment that you're in, but instead it depends on the actions that you make in said environment. A lot of us at times conform to the social norms of staying to ourselves, but don't realize in the process we're actually just limiting ourselves. That summer before going into my first year at MC, I read a book titled No One Succeeds Alone by Robert Refkin. And in that book, it taught me about using provided resources that are in front of me. In college, the classroom is the biggest resource that is provided. Yet a large number of us students take it for granted. The makeup of every classroom is the professor and the students. And every single student has the same goal: pass the class. Now, if the goal is to pass the class, it's not effective to solely rely on our own capabilities, but instead we should be relying on what we are given. Every professor has office hours. Spend time with your professor. Ask questions about the coursework. Get to know your professor. As well, your professor in the process will get to know you. Talk to your classmates. Most of the classmates, we all know that we're willing to talk to each other, but we're all thinking the same thing: I'm just focused on me. But if you can change that attitude, engage with your classmates, create study groups, create study dates, you will not only just pass the class together, you'll be helping a classmate out in the process, but also building a connection with someone. Networking outside the class is actually easier than most of us think. Networking outside the classroom is solely placing yourself in places where you are around a bunch of people who you don't even know. Now, I'm not telling you all to go up to every random stranger that you see and introduce yourself, because one, that would be weird, and two, I don't want you to come back to this video and say that I was the reason for doing that. But going to school events, workshops, club meetings, and putting yourself in spaces where people are going to talk to you will expose you to a whole nother side of the school you had no idea about. And in addition to this, these places that you go to, taking pictures and using social media platforms, specifically LinkedIn, are great ways for people to engage with your post, but also see you engaging in your community. A lot of the opportunities that I've had have been given to the portfolio that I have built on my LinkedIn account. Lastly, the energy that you have inside and outside the classroom is very important. The energy that you bring to class could be the only positive energy that your professor, your classmate, or any of your peers experience all day. And showing up and being an energy source to someone makes them want to connect with you, but also in the process, deep down, they'll appreciate you. Putting yourself in places to meet people is great, but meeting someone once is never going to build a relationship with them. But you having a good reputation, good energy will gravitate more people to you, but also bring more opportunities to your front door. As I mentioned before, MC Lee's birthed the foundation of my connections at Montgomery College. I gained a lot of exposure, and from that I met a lot of great people in my life. But also being consistently present in the student life office got me enough attention to where I was recruited to join the Student Government Association. The SGA bridges the gaps between the student body and the administration at the college. Joining SGA expanded my exposure because now I was not only meeting a lot of students, but I was also connecting with the deans, the presidents, and the higher-ups at the college. From SGA, I was able to host the talent show and be the first senator in Montgomery College history to perform in the talent show. That talent show was a monumental moment because I was able to get the attention from hundreds of people, but also display hidden talents that no one knew that I had. From that experience, I leveraged that momentum to help me gain votes when I ran for the secretary of the SGA. Once I won the election of being secretary, all the hard work that I did in those 3 months from that spring semester only would build me up for an amazing sophomore year that I would never have imagined. From that remarkable experience from MC Leeds, my life catapulted in ways that I never thought was going to happen. By the time I graduated, I was the founder and president of the Black Student Union, the vice president of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, secretary of the Student Government Association, an All-American Academic Team honoree, a first-team All-Maryland Academic Team recipient, the Norma Berkeley Communication Studies Award winner, the Dr. Harry Hardin Jr. Academic Excellence Award, and a speaker at graduation. I don't mention these things to you all to brag, but instead I share these very things that are possible for everyone who is watching today. My start at MC was rough. I was going through it. But with patience, resilience, and the help from my MC family, I was able to accomplish a lot of things here. Networking at Montgomery College did not only advance my professional and personal life, but it also opened up a lot of doors for me. Networking is not about who you know, but instead, it's who knows you. How do they know you? Why do they know you? And if they don't know you, why should they? Changing your attitude to go after the life you've always dreamed for starts with a conversation you have, then the action that you make. In life, they say it's not about what you know, but instead it's about who you know. So today, I implore everyone watching to not only just network to have people in your connections, but instead to be the person that everybody wants to connect with. Thank you so much for listening. It was a pleasure speaking for you all.